We're here today at Tumbleweed Ranch, part of Tumbleweed Park, south of downtown Chandler. And I'm here with Dave McDowell, former Chandler City employee, proprietor of Biscuit Flats Chuck Wagon, and president of the Partners of Tumbleweed Ranch. Dave, why don't you talk to us about your Chuck Wagon?
Well, the Chuck Wagon was really the first food truck, and it came about because of the trail drives out of Texas where they needed a way to feed a crew of 10 or 12 guys that were herding cattle north to the railheads. And so they would start out with a basic farm wagon, and they would add a box on the back like this to contain everything they needed for the kitchen. They would have had a Dutch oven, a fry pan, a coffee pot, and eating utensils, and a dish pan, and that sort of thing. And they would have had all their supplies in here, like the big tin for flour, a can of lard. Of course, tobacco was important. Sometimes whiskey for snake bites and that sort of thing. And then all the cups and everything that the guys would need along the way. The box below is called a boot, where they would put most of their pots and pans. Then they would have had a wagon sheet or a cover for the wagon. On this side of the wagon, they had a coffee grinder, a water barrel, and of course, they always had a dinner bell. And like I said, the water barrel was really critical. They would have filled that every time they came across water, because water was a scarce commodity a lot of times. So the barrel probably would last them maybe 2 days. The trail drives would last from 6 to 12 weeks, depending upon how far they were going. So they were out for a long time. And there were supply points along the way where they could stop and get more flour, more beans. It wasn't like you could run down to Circle K and get it every day, so they had to be prepared. The light was supplied by kerosene lanterns, and they carried a can of kerosene along. Most of them had a block and tackle, because if the wagon got stuck crossing a river, they would use this block and tackle to pull it out. They all had a lot of ropes and that sort of thing because they set up a rope corral. These are poles. Sometimes they would put up a fly for rain and sun protection. Sometimes they had a seat, sometimes they didn't. Sometimes the cook would just sit on bedrolls up here and drive the team. The American Chuck Wagon Association does a register of historic chuck wagons, and this wagon is number 10 on their registry list. And that's kind of it in a nutshell.
So once again, I hope that you'll join us for the 9th annual Chuck Wagon Cook-Off at Tumbleweed Park. You get to see this wagon as well as 8 others, and it'll be a fantastic event. If you're into food trucks, come see where it all began.